guy at home checking out the NFL right now. We're here with the Coleman edition of Against the Grain Sports. I'm your host, Jody Coleman. Like I said, you're going to be able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Ustream. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to give it to you live twice a week. We're going to give it to you, like I said, from the average Joe's point of view, not your experts on TV. Give it to you live from us. That's what we do, you know. So we're going to go ahead and get to see the NFL live. I'm going to add this. Live from Dayton, Ohio, because it's Dayton over here. And I'm going to go ahead and go with my nephew, Donald Coleman, right here. The question is, at this particular time, right now, who is the best team in the NFL? And why?
Because Matt Sanchez, he's a solid quarterback.
If you would have said that beginning of this year, I wouldn't agree with you.
Matt Sanchez is a solid quarterback. You have a couple of receivers who they don't have to go and win the game because the defense is so good. They can control the game. They run the ball with it to one back. And Brandon Thompson, I don't know where he got this bold of youth from, but Brandon Thompson actually looks good. And their defense, they're able to do so much with 2 corners.
Right.
2 corners can actually defend somebody, but are able to blitz.
Right.
And run a whole bunch of different schemes.
What about Vernon Ghost? That guy ain't got to do anything, but
play on special teams. As much as it pains me to say this, I'll have to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They just got Ben Roethlisberger back. I think they pretty much, everybody was like, okay, they got to get 2-2, they're okay. If they go 1-3, they're okay. They're going to get 3-1. They lost the game to Baltimore, which, you know, I think if Ben Roethlisberger was there, they would have won. But I think right now with him coming back, with Starman Hall kind of established as the running back there, the defense is solid. They haven't had any key injuries thus far this year. They got your man, out in drive-through, James Harrison, playing like a bad man possessed. He's already got a big chip on his shoulder because they don't like the way he's playing.
Don't he fix cars?
He's back out and fix with a cigarette in his mouth. But I think the Steelers are pretty much. I think it's the best team, the most complete team in the league right now. And I'll have to go with Pittsburgh.
I'm agree with you, Don. I'm gonna go with Jets. The Jets, the JTE, Jets. JETS. Y'all gonna, that's my kind of right. But I'm gonna go with the Jets for real. All jokes aside, I'm gonna go with the Jets because of some of the similar reasons that you said. The resurgence, that offensive line is probably the best offensive line in football right now. They got Sean Green, and they got James Thompson that definitely found the dominant. They're able to have change of pace. We talking about the receivers, but Dustin Keller. Let's talk about Dustin Keller for a moment. I think he's a very underrated tight end that's really giving those wide receivers room to operate one-on-one outside. He's really making the field. He's condensing the middle of the field where those wide receivers are going one-on-one because you have to really pay attention to Dustin Keller when last year you did. And that's tight end is a quarterback's friend.
I think with Dustin Keller, he's just like, that's Mark Sanchez, like you said, his go-to guy. I don't think he trusts anybody on that offense more than he trusts Dustin Keller. And that's why you said he's kind of like one of those guys spread out into the flat or into the slot position. He can match up on a safety. He's just a mismatch. The guy runs a 4-5, and he's a pretty big physical receiver, and he can beat that receiver. Also, I see him becoming the collection of wide receivers that they have. You got, they might be cast offs, but I think these guys have some talent. And they said with the development of Mark Sanchez, which I didn't see was going to happen, but the development of Mark Sanchez is just remarkable that, this guy is the ugliest number in the league, better quarterback in the league.
And see, as far as you go, like with Braylon Edwards, when he was in Cleveland, he had one outstanding season, but he had a form of drops. And what I didn't like with him is in Cleveland, he was forced to make a lot of plays. Now he's in New York, he doesn't have to make those plays. He just makes the plays. When they call upon him to make the 4 to 5 catches, he don't have to make the 10 or 11 catches he had to make in Cleveland. I think he's more comfortable in his offense and he's catching the passes that he has to make. Santonio Holmes, he comes and he's a former MVP Super Bowl. He comes and he doesn't have to make all the plays in the clutch. He just makes the play that he has to make 3 to 4 to 5 catches per game. And that's what makes the Jets, because the Jets know their role. And that's why the Jets are the best team in football right now. And Sanchez does not have to be they don't rest the offense on his shoulder. And that's why defensively they have changes where they got veterans like a Jason Taylor that come in and only on. You have a guy like Jason Taylor that's coming in only for pass rushing situations. With the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not going. I can't agree with Pittsburgh being one of the most teams, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think the offensive line is not where it needs to be at. I think they got away with a few of the games that they did win. I think that the Cleveland game, they got pushed around on the offensive line.
Let me ask you a question though. Since when has Ben Roethlisberger ever used a great offensive line?
I'm not disagreeing with that. I think Ben Roethlisberger, they won a Super Bowl with a bad offensive line. I'm just saying I don't think they're the best team. They're very beatable. I think, but on defense, I think they're a completely different team with Troy Polamalu in there. I do agree with that. I think they're the best defense in the league with Troy in there. But offensively, I think in the trenches, I've never seen their defense get pushed around like they did against Cleveland, especially with Cleveland not being as physical of a team. Even though they won the game 28-10, that game was a lot closer than that score indicated. But that's just my opinion. That's against the grain. That's how we give it to you live. Also, we're going to go on to the next question. Who is the worst team or teams in the league, Jason?
Me? I can't believe this team is actually 3-3. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. For some reason, I don't know how this team has won 3 games. They have 2 Maurice Jones-Drew and Mercedes Lewis.
You know what?
They have 2 solid players, Maurice Jones-Drew, and I just don't know.
And one's name is Mercedes.
One name is Mercedes. He's named after a car.
A woman.
But I don't know. They won 3 games. I should give credit to Jack Del Rio, but these guys are not good. I just don't know how they're winning, but they're winning. I still think they're the worst team in the league. I think the Bills are actually better than them, but I actually think the Lions and the Panthers actually will beat that team in one. I just say 3-3, so I can't.
You know.
As much as I would love to say the Cleveland Browns, and they may be 1B, but I have to go with the Carolina Panthers. I watched them a couple games this year, and I couldn't actually pinpoint nothing. They do well. Block well, run well, throw the ball well. I mean, I couldn't pinpoint nothing. But they did well. So I'm gonna have to say Carolina.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with my worst team in the league right now. And I'm gonna have to go with the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills are the worst team in the NFL, along with the Carolina Panthers. But the Buffalo Bills, because when you have your number 1 pick from last year deactivated, Aaron Maven, and he's healthy, you deactivate him. It's really saying something about your organization, not actually on the field, but in the front office.
Well, you can't help it. Everybody in the front office needs Geritol.
And that's what when they don't know football. I mean, you don't know football. You got to get people in your front office that know football. And Buffalo is, you went from the glory days of Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, and Thurman Thomas to this. I think it's disrespecting to a great organization. And the Bills are just absolutely horrible.
You got to think about the architect of those teams. Bill Polian is probably the best team in football.
He's no longer
around. They have Marv Reedy as GM now, and Buddy Hicks, and I mean these guys were great back in their heyday, but like I said, it's staying in the NFL. I don't think they know what players to look for. I think the pick of CJ Spiller, don't get me wrong, was a great pick, but
it wasn't. I don't think it was the right fit when you had a Marshawn Lynch and you had a Fred Jackson.
The thing is, with Marshawn Lynch, you don't know if Marshawn Lynch is going to be there. You know, he's a dumb thing worth being suspended for a year.
Well, yeah, they moved him to Seattle, but you had him there, and with the least thing you could have done is trade. You get running backs, great running backs in the 3rd or 4th round. You don't. I think the C.J. Spiller deal, you could have got a C.J. Spiller in the 3rd round, not particularly C.J. Spiller, but you could have a C.J. Spiller type of athlete in the 3rd or 4th round.
Well,
you needed offensive line help. In the NFL, you can get an offensive lineman in the 1st round at Atlanta 15 years. So I think the Bills, not necessarily the athletes on the field, but the front office make them the worst team. And I'm just gonna say, Carolina, I don't know where to start. They have an excellent running game and an excellent offensive line. I don't know why they're the worst team in the NFL. When you have that,
it's play
and then they got a good coach. I don't understand. He's not a dummy. But he's not a dummy. He's a Super Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl. I don't understand how you know how to coach.
I would love if he gets fired, the Bengals would give him a call up. You know.
Wow.
You know
this line.
I don't care. I mean, I've had it with Mark. I've had it. I mean, do you really want to take the next step? You call John Fox or you call John Woo. In fact, please call John Woo.
You got to drive Monday night. Hey, that's a breach of contract against the Grand Sport. Okay. Well, what's I'm gonna go. What's for you, Doc? What's the biggest surprise? What's the team or situation so far? We're pretty much a quarter point, a little bit past the quarter point of the season, almost a halfway point. What's your surprising team or situation?
1-4 Dallas Cowboys.
And why? What surprised you the most about that?
Because the amount of talent in the organization and just the amount of talent in the organization and everything they've been getting for. It was just surprising how when you're that bad, the amount of talent.
So what do you account for that? It's always a call to that problem. What account for that?
I would say, what do you think?
I don't think you
can. Because you catch things that they do. How do you have a receiver who catches 4 passes for 3 yards?
Yeah.
What type of player you run?
That's a true statement. That's definitely a true statement.
My biggest surprise was the resurgence of one Michael Dwayne Bennett. Man down, really. They didn't want to give him a shot. Nobody wanted to give him a shot. Nobody wanted to give him a chance. He comes in and relief duty against the Packers. He nearly beats the Packers. Then, of course, he got Detroit the next couple of weeks. But I think, when the game he got hurt, he got hurt on the play that didn't count, but yet still was almost a touchdown. I think the Michael Vick has been the biggest surprise. The fact that he's only 30 years old, I think he still has about 7 or 8 years left in him. I think he can resurrect his career if he stays in Philadelphia. I think definitely probably one of the best players he used to be. But I think the surprise of the return of Michael Vick and the fact that the Eagles are actually 4-2, playing, they have the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFC, rating-wise, and they got rid of Donovan McNabb. It's very surprising. I thought the Eagles were actually going to be like 2-4.
Carolina should have gave him the call when he had the opportunity to give him the call.
Yeah, you're right.
He gave Carlson the opportunity to develop. My biggest surprise is the whole NFC division. Everybody in the NFC. Everybody. Every team in the NFC has 2 losses after week 6. Last year we had so many teams that was undefeated at the time on New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints, you don't know what team you're dealing with the New Orleans Saints. The Minnesota Vikings, the Dallas Cowboys are 1-4. The conference is absolutely atrocious at this point. It's absolutely atrocious.
I think what it is, you have a lot of mediocre teams, and you're going to get mediocrity. You're going to get a mediocre team that reaches the Super Bowl, which is going to be funny because you look at this. You look at the beginning of the year. You thought the Cowboys would be strong, and they're 1-4. You thought the Vikings would be strong, they're 2-3. You thought the Packers were going to be a great team, and they're 3-3. And you really what's it? Huh?
It's fairly. It's a
lot of players from the Packers are beat up.
Right, the Packers are beat up. They've been punching them out. Like the Packers, like I said, I think the biggest thing that happened to the Packers, they lost Ryan Grant. I think I didn't know at the time that Ryan Grant was that great of a player. Well, he didn't mean that much to that team. So you see the fact that they can't run the ball at all. And now they lose probably one of the best young tight ends in the league, Michael Finley. They still probably feel like the best receiving corps, but I think the loss of Finley is going to be too much.
The whole conference is just absolutely atrocious. It's terrible. Arizona doesn't have a quarterback. Larry Fitzgerald, is he that good? What is he going to do? What is he going to do? You have him playing against. Playing with me at quarterback. They called me the other day to play quarterback. We don't know. We're going to go to break, and we're going to be right back with you against the Grand Sport.